cash.
Finding a place and locking them in. WNBA is about to begin. Gotta trust the process if you wanna win, cause Just Cash is back. You better tell your friends when Angel Reese walks in a bar with Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark. These bookies don't know where to start. We be killing them all, tearing them apart. They can't mess with us, they can't mess with you. And I'm never gonna cuss cause I love you too. Hit thumbs up if you want good luck. Girls thinking that we fresh so they wanna We be winning the bets and they be rolling up. By far we the best, you ain't good enough. Ain't a damn thing funny, man, you know what's up. You wanna win some money, it's time to lock in, bruh.
Lock in, lock in, lock in.
Lock in, bruh.
Lock in, lock in.
That's a flagrant foul. It's a hard
Lock in, bruh.
And here we got another.
Lock in.
What's going on? Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome. You already know what time it is. It's Just Cash. We're here to talk some WNBA basketball during the weekdays. Joined, as always, underrated good sir. How are you today?
Dude, I'm so good. I'm as good as that green you have behind your head, man. Look at that. Our first sweep of the season, huh? First sweep of the season. I think it is no coincidence that we had our best stream of the season and the most likes of the season yesterday as well from the good people that have been riding with us through the ups and the downs. We went up to start the season, we went down for a week, and now we changed strategies for the past 2 weeks. We've been on fire, up 16 units. How could I not be good, E? How about you?
Oh, yeah, man. Coming off of a hell of a night. Can't be mad at any kind of a sweep. And, you know, things, I think, with the Phoenix game ended up going the opposite direction. I did not expect Minnesota to handle business like that, but they were up 24 at half. And, I mean, it was a pretty easy 30-point game. So, not expecting that to be the outcome, but we did see, you know, a difficult struggle. Thank God it did blow out because Howard was absolutely cooking. But nonetheless, Nojic, totally free. She stayed under any of her lines. So if you guys played any bit of that, you still got a W. But Howard, I mean, hey, nonetheless, you know, whatever the game script was, she still stayed under for us, cleared all of her lines that we were looking at. I know I kind of quadruple dipped in it. I mean, I played the PRA, the points, the assist, I mean, yada, yada, yada. And then we ended up with a great spot for that. And then Enrique, you know, did Enrique things. I think the assist couldn't be any freer. And then that first half got a wee bit hairy there for a second, but overall pretty easy. And yeah, we got Kiki left on the board right now. They ended up dinging the payout, so hopefully you guys caught that. They finally did adjust her rebound lines. Now the 9.5 is juice on the over, so I believe the alt line is like 0.68. But they did add a 0.85 for the 8.5 line for an alt too, so we'll kind of go over that again. But all in all, it was a great day. Can't be mad at it. We had some live plays in, a little stinker with the rain out on MPB, but the one play still that did play came through, so we will take that win nonetheless.
Yeah, man, yeah. And we already got 13 likes in here. Really appreciate the fam here with us, man. All trying to put our brains together and win. And yeah, if you're here new and you want to know what's up, basically we like to just chill. We'll give you our plays, and E will run through why we like the plays on the screen there. And also drop your plays in the chat, and we'll try to get to them. We usually can get through all of them. And throw some ideas up, guys, because we're all in here to win together, beat the bookies together, and we've been doing a great job of it. And all together, it feels like a good team. So let's keep it rolling, guys. And Alan says, Alan Dumas Real Estate says, man, theme song fire. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, much appreciated. That's done in-house. Kudos to Big Underrated here. He does all of our MC behind the scenes. So thank you, good sir.
Appreciate it. I love it when that happens and people enjoy the music as well as the plays. We're all here together to have a good time. So without further ado, E, would you like to get on into it?
Yeah. Last little bit of housekeeping, though. If you guys haven't already, or if you won some money with us yesterday, make sure you hit that like button down below. Looking for the 25 for the lucky day. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn the noties on, and last but not least, be a part of the community. Check out the Discord. We're still running in links for a 7-day free trial. No commitment. We got week-long, we got month-long, we got season-long, or even lifelong for the diehard betting fans out there. But nonetheless, make sure you check it out. We've been on a hell of a heater lately and catching a lot of good value. So, yeah, with further ado, you want to get that one last question here?
Yeah, looks like we got Logan. What up, though? He says Natasha Howard killed him because he took her fantasy. He took her fantasy over, and then the blowout happened, man. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what we've been stressing here, guys. When a blowout happens and you have the unders, you got a good shot to do really, really well, and it all adds up. So, been doing that for a while now, and it's definitely been working. Let's see. Would have been up, but that's how the W goes sometimes. Yeah. It's true. You never know. Wild, Wild West, we like to say. Logan also says, I like Gabby Williams points or 6.5, 2 points attempted. Okay, well, we have a Gabby thing to talk about, so we can get to that when you get to Gabby if you want to. It's up to you.
Yeah, we can talk about that right now. I know we did just recently add Gabby onto the list. Actually, if you would, we did not post this in the community yet. If you want to hit just a little, Gabby RA under if Burton starts for us there. Definitely meant to do that right before we hopped on. But let's talk about Gabby, though. All right, so a couple different things. Now, he was looking at the points or 6.2 attempted.
Yeah. So you were saying post the Gabby 8.5 in the Discord. Is that what you're saying? If Burton starts?
Yeah, if you would. I meant to throw that up there too before we hopped on.
All right.
So, hey, shout out to the YouTube fam. You guys getting a little first piece of action here. We hadn't even posted that up yet. So, showing some love. But let's talk about Gabby. So, I think there is a couple interesting points here, both working in positive and negative directions. Now, I do love the scoring upside for her. I think that's something that's been really, really sustainable so far this season. They are keeping her lines fairly low. I mean, 14.5 points, especially coming off of a 20 and a 19-point performance, I think it is quite generous. I mean, she should realistically be at least at 15.5 points. But for this matchup, I think they kind of low-key know 9.5-point spread. Portland's been playing really above their head. You know, they have had some upsetting games, but a couple of the real teams that they played, they have been punished. So this will be interesting. Golden State, very, very great on defense. But for Gabby, she's been more of a spot-up shooter this year. I will say that's something that we've seen kind of take a shift where she was a real, RA machine from last year to this year. It's the field goal attempts and the three-point shooting taking a big step forward. So I don't mind that. I think the field goal made props are both pretty well the same. I think she was at 4.5 earlier, and that was a phenomenal look. But the 2 points, I mean, I think that one's fair. The 3-point attempts, though, have been pretty solid for her. She is making multiple threes per game. But I think with the potential for free throws as well, and the amount that she's been getting to the free throw line this season has been pretty decent. 3.5 line is pretty fair. I mean, it's kind of being padded from this one game against Indiana. But I think it's solid. Alice. Baby. Oh my goodness, she's dreaming so hard over there.
That was a dream? She barking in her dream?
Yeah.
Or she? I know what that is. That was a loud one.
Yeah, she's over there having a good dream. All right, so those are all the positive things working for Gabby. Now, we were looking at her 8.5 RA under. It is still on Underdog here and on a couple of different sites. I know 365 has it. But now the biggest negative for her is the minutes. And this is something that we've seen really take a hit over the course of all these other players on the team being healthy and coming back. Now, the first few games make sense. She even played less in the Seattle game, which is kind of surprising, but we did see the spike over 30 minutes in those two games, which were competitive for the most part. The Phoenix game ended up slipping a lot in the second half. But I think she's still on a hard minutes limit. I mean, there's been something for her even in closer games. I mean, we saw the New York game both of the Indiana games and the Connecticut game ended up being a blowout. But these two games here, I mean, they were really competitive, and she just didn't play any minutes on the floor. So I think that's interesting, or kind of a tell. Maybe they're just keeping her in a limited or a minutes cap. Just, I haven't seen an injury, so I can't say anything about that. But maybe for wear and tear and trying to hold her intact to be healthy going through the season. So that is a bit of a negative thing working against her, and I don't have an answer for you other than coaches just not playing her over 30 minutes. So that being said, looking at her RA, 7.5, I'm not too mad at it, but the 8.5 is what we're really looking for here. The assist for her, I mean, really just fallen off a cliff. That's something that Burton is still continue to dominate. But even for Burton, we've seen a bit of a reduction for her over the last couple of games too. So they're doing a lot of second passes. I mean, the team is really spreading the ball out. We know Golden State shoots a high clip from three. So there is a huge variance there. And I mean, if you look at her, most of the RAs being dragged down from the assist rating. I know she'll get a couple rebounds, and I think that is scary too. But the fact that they have that baked in at 4.5 as well is about a point higher than what it should be. But the assist spot for her really is the only kind of scary part, air quotes on that. But that's not something she's really doing so far this season. So, I mean, honestly, I think as long as she doesn't have some just egregious 7 to 8 rebounds by herself or just that alone, I mean, the assists, wouldn't be surprised to see her have 1 or 2, maybe 3 at best. But even that, I mean, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, that saves us under that marker for the 8.5. So I like her chances, plus the possibility of a blowout. She will definitely play less minutes. And if we're sweating her to play somewhere in the range of 22 to 28 minutes, even with a healthy or full game, I'll take my chances. You mute over there, big guy?
Oh, I didn't mute myself. I was going to say, I like that one, or I did say, I like that one a lot. We got to add in possibility of blowout, of course. You look at the minutes and you see the 3 games where she played more at the beginning. We got to remember, too, those were the 3 games where Hayes wasn't there. So now that Hayes is there, I feel like they can sit Gabby a little more, it seems. So we got that on our side. Like you said, 8.5. She's at 3.5 assists, 4.5 rebounds. You add that together, that's 8. But she really needs 9 to get us. Man, I think we got a good shot either way. It's a better assist spot, so let's roll with both because it's a harder rebound spot. Put them together. I think we're feeling good on that one, bro. Now, must say, don't lock it in yet. Wait until the news with Burton. So if Burton starts, 8.5 under RA Gabby. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we definitely want to be careful with that. I will say Burton was a full participant in shoot around today, so things are at least trending towards her playing and suiting up tonight. We'll just kind of keep that in the back pocket. I mean, I know we have it listed for a full unit, so maybe even do like a half now, half later kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. I locked it in last night. I'm just under the assumption Burton does play, but just to be safe, you don't want to put too much on that before we actually get the real news. So we put that there just to make sure that people can see that and understand. So yeah. I'm liking it. Coolio, man.
For sure. Okay, let's roll through the list here. And again, if you guys got any questions, comments, make sure and throw them down below, and we will get to those. Let's talk about Kiki, and we got 7.5 rebounds. I will also say 8.5 rebounds. I do like that as well. The 9.5 feels like a very appropriate line, especially given the matchup. But we locked in the 7.5 yesterday. This felt like a great spot, especially with her juice initially being for under 9.5. I mean, she's been proven so far this season. Only the one miss here against Seattle. That was just a really kind of lackluster performance from her all around. But crashing the glass this season, I mean, she's been very tried and true doing that. And then we also got the news that Sonia Citron was going to be out for this game. So I think that does a couple things for us here. One, puts in a little bit more variance as far as who's going to play the sustained minutes in her absence. And then also I think that bumps up a little bit more minutes here for Kiki. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. For Kiki, coach has been trying to play her over 30 minutes. I mean, they have the last couple of games. This last game, she was on pace for playing over 30 minutes, and she ended up with 5 fouls, so she had to sit. thankfully, I believe, because we were taking the under on the rebounds and rebound combo. But she got in massive foul trouble, so she ended up sitting for a large portion of the fourth quarter. But she was playing 30 minutes. I mean, that was something that was going to happen outside of the foul trouble. So, again, with Citron being out, I think that opens, even if it's just another 3 or 4 minutes for her, that's all we're looking for, is just to play around that 30-minute marker. But this is a great spot. I mean, Chicago, by far, just bleeding rebounds. Over 2 more average rebounds per game on the season. I mean, they're just giving it up inside the rebound department. So both just general rebounding and defensive rebounds, giving up the most per game there. Love the spot for her. I mean, this should be a situation where I don't fear near as much foul trouble on the other side. I mean, there's really only 2 players that are going to draw fouls. That's Skylar and that's Cardoso. Thankfully, Shakira Austin should be picking up Cardoso down low. So no dumb fouls against Skylar here, and we should be looking at 30 minutes. But I love the matchup. I mean, she should just be a menace on the glass. And now with hopefully a couple extra minutes, a little bit more usage in her range, just no fouls, please.
Yeah, wonderful spot. 8 rebounds, decent payout, worth a shot. Still sitting on underdog. Value's a little bit messed up there, but you can find her on other sites. That 8+ rebounds feels really good. And you said earlier on Sleeper they have a 40% boost. So I know you said 3 things. I forget exactly what they were, but I know Kiki at 8+ is decent there too. So I'm going to lock that in. And as we go, we'll do 2 more of our favorites. So we'll find a 3-picker here on Sleeper with the 40% boost and make it happen. We'll see what the payout is to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be good value with that boost. So there we go.
Yeah. And honestly, if you miss the 7.5, I'm still not mad at the 8.5. I think honestly today she goes for like 10 to 12 rebounds easy.
Right, Nut?
Man, I'm feeling it. I mean, it's the only one left, but I'm feeling it.
Alrighty then. And then was this the game? Oh no, it was the other game that we were thinking about the under for the total.
Yeah. Hold on, which game?
I think it was Atlanta, Connecticut under, and we could alt it to 172. We didn't all the way get to it, but that was the one we were talking about before we got on here.
Oh yeah. No, I'm totally game for that. I think this is going to be a slog fest. Both of these teams forcing a ton of turnovers. I mean, Lacan just joining the squad, which I guess let's kind of segue into talking about this game anyways, since she is our next play, I believe. Yeah, Lacan under 5 assists. So let's talk about the game total real fast. I think any kind of alt for this should be perfect. You were able to get 171?
I'm looking right now, but I'm pretty sure if it's 160, we should be able to go up 12 points here on Props Builder. And then we can add the Kiki 8+ if we wanted to, or if we find another under assist, or we can add the Bridget under 2.5 threes, one of those. But yeah, we'll find something.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a perfectly fine look. I mean, Atlanta should dominate here. Chicago or Connecticut just in full tank mode. I mean, there's no trustable minutes for anybody on this team right now. I guess maybe outside of Morrow, but other than that, I think truly we're going to see a lot of development between Morrow and Lacan, and then everyone else is just going to be secondary pieces just kind of thrown into the mix. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, outside of those 2 players, that everyone on this team is going to be on the trading block this season.
Right. And what's kind of cool is, well, actually, never mind, because I forgot. There we go. Yay! Oh, we're at 25 likes already. That's what I was going to say. We're already there, guys. 24 minutes into the stream. We're already at our good luck number at 25. Appreciate you guys.
Love it. Absolutely love it. We're going to be having some good luck today. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. And that's not from the cold weather.
Yeah, man. I think so. Gonna have some good live betting too.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Lacan. She was at 5 on Prizepicks earlier, which I think is crazy. Now, to be honest, I do think she also stays under her 4.5. So let me also kind of make that clear to start with. For her last season, I mean, she was a playmaker for the team. We can see here, obviously, she had a couple of performances where she was able to get 5 or more. But this team is still in shambles, and I think she fits right into the bill here. It's not the best interior matchup. It is a more favorable, above average scoring inside the paint matchup. But I mean, you look at who's going to be scoring there. Griner, who plays extremely slow, not a lot of catch and release shots there. She likes to play a lot of ISO ball down low and picking her shots. So conversions there at best, like 40%, give or take. Morrow being a little bit more the scary one, but again, she plays a lot of bully ball too, tries to draw contact, so the conversions also get a little bit capped there. But for Lacan, a couple of things working in the negative. I think the blowout doesn't really matter necessarily so much for her, but it does play into how many minutes she could possibly play. First game back, the last game was a very high scoring affair. The Sparks, we know they give up the most points inside, or the most points, period. So no surprise. I mean, she did get 3 assists, and it's one of the best spots. But now we're flipping to a road game here at Atlanta, where they should be able to handle business and be up 20, no problem. Tough spots. Those conversions are going to have to be to Griner and to Morrow. The outside shooting has been abysmal from this team by and large. And we saw her, specifically Lacan, last game put up 14 field goal attempts. So I think there is a huge argument for her to be more of a primary scorer here than their primary playmaker. And then you look at the last game too. Her usage rating was pretty split between her, Sanaya Rivers, who I think is going to be the main thorn in the side, and then a little bit of Diamond Miller as well. But she basically had the same assist potentials as Sanaya, and we know Sanaya is not offering any offensive scoring upside whatsoever. Same thing also for Miller. So, you just kind of look at who she's passing the ball to and, where are these assists coming from. I like the matchup. Atlanta's been a little bit worse on defense lately. I think some of that has to do with the matchups. But being at home, they should be able to handle stuff, no problem here. And the fact that Lacan, just coming back from a long absence, played only 20 minutes in what was a close game. If it's a blowout here, realistically, I can't see her playing at max 25 minutes. And if that's the case, I'll take my chances. There was no way this line was at 5 for a little bit. So 4.5, I don't mind. She's also at 5.5 on Novig, which is unbelievable. This is probably just free as free can be. But yeah, she was at 5. So if you guys were in the Discord, we posted that with a couple of plays, a couple of slips, and you got that locked in for a bump.
Yes, sir. And also added to that, since I have the good old potential assists over here, Rivers was at 7. Wait, was it 7 or 8? I think it was. Let's see. Lacan had 7. Rivers actually had more potentials than her. So that being on top of that, and also if you want to look here, I'm going to flip to my screen. Let's see if it actually works. It usually never does, but let's try, because I wanted to show you this. Oh, look at it. Okay. So do you see, let's see. Do you see here how Lacan and Rivers started, right? Look how they play the exact same minutes here. And then here, Lacan barely played in a second. Look at that third quarter, bro. Look how little minutes she played right here. What was that from? That's not foul trouble, right? That's just her just coming back and getting back into it, right?
Yeah, they knew that game was already over, so she took a little bit of more an extended rest in the first half, and then just went out there with the scrubs to play point guard.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that at the end. That's crazy. So anyways, just wanted to throw that in there too, because, Rivers is going to, like you said, she's going to be a thorn. She should get just as many assists. It depends. Maybe they'll change up their game there, but she needs 6 assists to beat us on Prizepicks. No way, bro. That's a great bet. That feels really good.
I think so. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see them play a little bit more as Lacan is the shooting guard and Rivers plays as more of the traditional point guard. And show me any other player, and realistically, outside of, I would say, Jackie Young being the first example off the top of my head, how many other players are at 4.5 or 5 assists as a secondary playmaker? You look at Cloud. Are you telling me Lacan is the same as Cloud, being at 4.5 and 5 assists? This is the same comparison we're having? No, I don't see it. It's not the same.
And in a tough matchup, and in a spot where you can get blown out on top of all that. So I mean, everything's going to have to go her way. And it's WNBA, and the team she's on can't really score. So it's like, man, for her to get 6, that's crazy. Oh, I love those type of plays. We find stuff like this, man. We make these type of plays all year long. It's going to be hard to beat us, bro.
I will say also, even with that 14 field goal attempts this last game, I'm kind of surprised they have her at 20 and a half PRA. This also feels extremely high. I mean, we're basically assuming she's getting a PRA a minute because, again, I don't expect her to play more than 25 minutes here. There would be no reason. These, I think, also deserves a little honorable mention. Her scoring does scare me, though. Her scoring does scare me. I got to say that.
I'm liking it. I see a bunch of comments in here, too. I'm excited to get to what people are saying in here for the plays that they're liking as well. But I'm going to wait for you to get through your list first, unless you want me to go to the comments. It's up to you.
Also, just kind of side note thinking here, her 7.5 RA, if you were not able to get the 5 assists, I'm not mad at this. This is not a good rebounding spot at all. I would not be surprised to see her at like 1 or 2 rebounds.
Hey, I was just looking at this one. Logan says under 7.5 rebounds and assists.
Yeah, I like that. Good chance she'll probably be out covering Howard. That's what she did last season. Even if it's Howard or Gray, I think I'm totally fine with that. Those are the primary 3-point shooters for Atlanta, so she will be out on the rim. Could be annoying because typically Gray and Howard are kind of adjacent, on opposite sides of the court shooting the threes. So there could be a little bit of a long ball opportunity. But again, I mean, Connecticut have been phenomenal at limiting the 3-point shooting. So that would leave her on the out looking in, trying to snag some.
Yeah.
I like that, man. I think the RA is totally acceptable.
Yeah, her rebounds are low. C-Dot says, what up, C-Dot? He says, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, LFG, underrated and E, just cash. Let's get it, guys. We are at 55 watching, 32 likes. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't hit the like button, please do it for us. And if you even want to go crazy and hit the hype button, don't be afraid. The hype button is even more gangster than the like button.
That's right. As always, we appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and hopefully you guys are winning a little bit of money with us too. Hopefully.
Yeah. And if not, we're about to. Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. All right, so let's talk about Bridget. I think a couple of different looks for her that we had talked about, and the threes I think made the most sense. I mean, for her, it's something I think it's just obviously a tough matchup, and there's a good chance that I think Gabby is going to specifically be guarding her. They always try and throw them between Burton and between Gabby to cut off the 2 best opposing shooters. So good chance I think Gabby picks up Carlton here, and then we're going to see Burton pick up Carla. But Gabby, Bridget, tough spot here. She's dealing with a back injury, and this is something that's been ongoing for like a week now. She missed the other Atlanta matchup and dealing with that, but came back this last game, played 32 minutes. Also was out there, I will say, was out there in garbage time. It was kind of surprising to see Portland leave them out there for that long because Indiana waved the flag like way earlier. But blowout game against Indiana, she did play 32 minutes, took 15 attempts. So I think that, yes, maybe the overall volume of that might look a bit scary. But looking at her 3-point attempts so far this season, I mean, on average, for the most part, 6 to 7, really at best. We had the one spike game for 11 and the one for 8 there. But most of the games, I would say on average, probably 6 attempts. And if we're talking about 3-point shooting, especially in the WNBA, a great player is shooting 40%. Like, great players are shooting at that high of a level. So we're banking on staying under 50% here. I think it's totally reasonable for her. A little bit better route, getting to the free throw line, trying to, dance inside the paint in that mid-range action. Gabby is going to make her life hell. I do not see her getting a lot of open looks. I think they trap her in any kind of high pick and roll. And Carla is going to have to get down and dirty today. She's going to have to get inside the paint, try and draw fouls, try and spread out the defenders a little bit more so. But we know Carlton, not really the biggest at creating her own shot. She's just a spot-up shooter from three. And most of the games where she's doing a lot more damage, it's being able to get to the free throw line or just hitting an unreal amount of threes. But if that's what it's going to take for her to get us, I think that's totally fine. Give me 6-7 attempts, hit 2 of them like you have been, and if the game blows out too, her and Carla both going to the bench fairly early. 25 minutes, 25 to 26 minutes, that's what we're looking at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Logan says Angel Reese 4 assists. Demon on Prizepicks.
Ooh, that's high. That's high. You'd have to look and see what her potentials are. I'm not sure. I know we saw Howard last game had an unreal amount.
I will tell you. And also, Kiki Rice is on the board now, and I know you like her rebounds. I don't know if it's the best spot, but she's only at 4.5. Probably altered down to 3.5 on Underdog, possibly. I don't know. Throwing that out there if you want to look at that, while I will look at the potentials for good old Angel. I believe they're pretty low. She's getting lucky and converting. That's why her line is at 3.5. Yeah, you'll see her line is at 3.5 at plus money everywhere. So bookies know that she's been getting lucky converting these here. It is a good spot though for assists. That's interesting. But her last game she had 5 assists, only 7 potentials. Game before that, 5 assists, only 7 potentials. Game before that, 4 assists, only 6 potentials. So that being said, you can tell she's getting lucky. Usually the rule of thumb is you want double the potentials as you have assists, at least, if you want to go over somebody. I mean, there's a lot of factors, but general rule. So with her at 7 to get 5, 7 to get 5, 6 to get 4, it's a little scary, man. I wouldn't want to go over.
Yep. Looking for that 2-to-1 rule, or at least as close as you can get to a 2-to-1 ratio. Let's see. Looking at
Kiki?
some stuff here.
Is Big Kiki there? Or you didn't care about Big Kiki? Man,
What
she's
about
been
her?
pretty hot. Oh, she just jumped on the board. I didn't see her before. Was she always on the board? I don't think she was.
Oh, sorry. Other Kiki. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Kiki Rice.
Yeah, I mean, Rice is interesting, but Julie is, in fact, back and good to go, so we will have to see. I mean, I would say Rice has earned herself a starting spot, but last game, it was a blowout, so I don't want to read too far into it. Only played 28 minutes, but still, Julie being back, that does throw a little bit of uncertainty there. I do like her, though. She's been a great player.
She has. I just saw the 4.5 rebounds, and I thought, no, you might want to alt that again. But yeah, if she's not getting the minutes.
I was saying we're getting a little off track here. A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
We're all over the place.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's talk about Grinder real fast before we hop over into tomorrow's stuff. I do think there is a couple of plays that maybe will pop up a little bit later for us. I do have a couple at least honorable mentions to kind of bring up. I know we had a question about Big Meg for 9.5 points. We'll get to that too. But let's talk about Grinder, and then we'll talk about AT and open up the floor to any kind of other comments and stuff that you guys got or questions about players. Okay, so we got Grinder back. I think a couple pros, couple cons for us. One big con or one big pro for us is the rebound matchup. Atlanta has been bottom, allowing the least amount of rebounds, defensive rebounds per game. We also getting her coming back from multiple injuries. She was dealing with like a back, and then she got poked in the eye and left early last game. So, this is typical Grinder stuff, but is expected to be back for this game and at least playing. Again, with the blowout situation, I think that puts her minutes into a big cap. There's no way she's playing over 27 minutes. That we haven't seen so far this season, but in a blowout, somewhere in the range of 18 to 20 minutes, probable. Also, we see her getting in foul trouble too. That's something that's very realistic. Nelson Adota also playing pretty heavy minutes off the bench. But for Griner, I mean, she's really just been a scorer. The rebounding thing has only been secondary. Most of her rebounds this season have just come from the offensive rebounds. So defensive rebounds being pretty well capped, and then the offensive rebounds, which it looks like they took. Oh no, here it is. Oh yeah, they did take it down. This was at 1.5, and she's been getting threes in those 2 games where she did go over her actual rebound line. So at least just showing defensive aspect of it, hanging around the glass, she's not really doing it. But these 2 games also were without Morrow as a starter. And the last 2 games now, Morrow has been a starter, which I think was really telling this last game. Yes, she only played 15 minutes, but if we're only expecting her to play like 20, 25 minutes, I mean, even doubling this up in production value, still kind of sketchy. I mean, as long as she's just not being annoying with the offensive rebounds, I think this is a tough spot for her. Blowout, coming back from an injury, and dealing with both Morrow and Nelson Adota on the glass all the time doesn't really leave a whole lot for her.
Yeah, big Griner, 6 rebounds. That's a lot for her. We'll see how she does after this getting hit in the face. She might not even play minutes, and there might be a blowout. So we have a lot of things on our side there for her to get 6 boards. Tough spot. Love it.
It is, man. It is. And I mean, you can see all these different forward centers, like all these green bars staying under. Not really a lot of production coming out of here. Most of it will be from offensive rebounds. So again, I think that's our only sweat, but Angel Reese has been pretty good on the defensive rebounding aspect. So just no dumb fouls there, and we should be good.
Yes, and cheering against Griner is always fun.
Oh yeah. She is
annoying.
Something else. We'll say that. She's something else. All right, well, let's talk about Alyssa Thomas. We got 8.5 assists, looking at the under. I know there is a little bit of juice on the over. I think, again, teams not putting much respect on Seattle to be as good as they are at limiting production from playmakers, but, I mean, they continue to do it. We saw, who was it last night? Paige ended up snapping off a little bit against them, but, I mean, you look at the other players. Enrique was 0. Shepard, I believe, ended with 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she had 1 assist, so really only one person was able to see any kind of action. I know it is AT, but, I mean, look at what she's done so far this season. We've had some extremely top choice spots for her to, go absolutely crazy and get 10-plus assists, and she just hasn't done it. Toronto would have been one I really, really expected. New York, she was able to put up that. Copper went crazy, and they hit a bunch of threes, but second game, came back down to earth on that. I think for her, 7.5 assists maybe is too good of a line, but 8.5 is still just kind of, right there above that marker. This the struggles from Phoenix right now offensively just continue. I mean, she's not getting any kind of help. It is Copper, very far down AT whenever she's scoring, and then beyond that, I mean, far distant question mark. They're the usage rating's scary, but converting those is tough, and it's a road matchup too. We can see Malonga back for this game. Tham's been playing a little bit more minutes. Heidemann, is out there. I don't know what to say about her and Jade, but yeah, this could be a low and slow game. Low and slow. And Seattle's been pretty good against defending the 3-point shooting too. So tough spot.
Yeah, and you said there's a 9.5 out there too?
There is on ESPN, or The Score, I believe, as it's called now. They do have that. And for really damn good odds. I mean, minus 150 is really good.
I love that. Because now with, what's her name in the mix, McConney, I mean, they're basically, I wouldn't say they're splitting, but it's a lot. There's a lot being taken out of AT. So I think that for her to get 9, that'd be a lot in this matchup for sure. For her to get 10, that's almost... We need overtime for that. So if you can find the 9.5, guys, I'd smack that.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it circles back to their offense. I mean, this team is just struggling so bad. Even with Lacan being back, I mean, we're talking a pretty minimal volume shooter at best. 6 to 8 attempts likely out of her. We saw that a lot last season as a starter. So, I mean, I don't think anything there is going to change. Bonner just a ghost of herself, not really offering anything off the bench. It's crazy too because we've been playing her unders, but dog, I would say Nojic probably one of the best players on the team. I think coach is out of their mind not playing her as a starter right now. I know she's not the best on defense, but dude, defense is not what's killing this team. It's the offense. They have no scoring offense. It's just how many times can Copper get to 30 points, and then can AT score over 10 points or 20 points?
Right. Defense just contain Copper, and it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, basically, Mac is serviceable. I think we're getting exactly what we should expect out of most centers, especially for her not being a high valued one. She's been playing real good ball. Last night, a little disappointing. I know. Shout out to Big Wet missing on her first half line, but yeah, man, the woes continue. They continue. This team needs some offense.
Can't believe how good Minnesota's been without Feezy. Man, oh man, Olivia. Anyways, so that's about it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. I think we might have a couple of plays that'll pop up for tomorrow. There definitely should be some reasonable live betting. We did get both games or both parts are sectioned off in a slate, so we got 2 games popping off and then 2 games at the same time as well. So live betting should be really nice for us today. I am looking for a possible blowout here in the Atlanta game, possible blowout for the Golden State game as well. We haven't really talked about this Vegas and Sparks game or the Chicago-Washington too much. I will say team total for the Chicago-Washington kind of tempting. No Citron there offensive-wise for Washington. Chicago still working Azure Stevens into the mix.
We can ride old school style and we could do those two. We could do Connecticut, Atlanta, and Chicago, Washington alts. Put those together.
I'm honestly not too mad at it, man. I'm not too mad.
I mean, we know we're getting good odds here on Bovada, like better odds than anywhere else. We can get Chicago, Washington at minus 173. Not minus, at under 173.5, and then we can get Connecticut at 172.5. Put those together, we get minus 154. It's not the best, but might be worth it.
Okay. We could do that. I think we might end up just probably pairing them off with a player prop, get a little bit better odds than that. Mm-hmm. But at least now we know. I think those are both very reasonable. Chicago is playing faster. They are playing about the 3rd fastest pace, but Washington real slow. They are dead last right now. They are playing very slow. And again, with Citron being out of the mix, that's give or take 14, 16 points kind of to be filled there.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a big deal. Citron out. And Chicago, we know, has no offense either. So yeah, I like that. I like both those unders. Yeah, but yeah, let's find some alts to play with them, some player props so we can get a little better odds. I like that. We'll figure that out after the stream. We're at 75 watching and 41 likes. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, man, if you haven't hit the hype button, might as well. Let's hype up the stream so we can get another sweep. We swept last night, no BS. I know you look through if you're trying to find plays on YouTube or Twitter. Everyone says they sweep and 6-0 run and blah, 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 blah. But if you're here yesterday, you saw we had the plays, and yes, we did sweep. So we appreciate you guys being here with the good luck charm. Let's do it again. Why not?
All right. Let's talk about a couple of... Did we get all the questions up to speed? I remember...
No, there's a lot. Okay. I was like, are you ready? I'm about to go through them.
Yeah. Sorry, fam. I know we had a lot to get through today, being 4 games and stuff. Let's roll through the questions. I know we got a couple that were earlier. I don't know if we got all of those as well.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I got them all ready. So here we go. First one is Tori. What's going on? New name. Appreciate you, bro. Welcome. He says, do you think Cameron Brink will score 9 points? Because I think the game's going to be a blowout and she may get a lot of minutes.
It's definitely possible. I mean, this is a pretty reasonable spot for her. She did play well against them the last game. That was with NECA being out, so she did get a spot start there. I do think there is a good argument for the 8.5 line specifically. The 9.5, I might pass on that one, but the 8.5 is the one that I would probably play. Now, she is on a minutes limit. I don't know, or I don't think this game would be a blowout. The first game to open the season ended up being a pretty terrible one, but the second one was a lot closer. So traditionally, these teams do play, the games fairly close. So I don't want to think about it necessarily being a blowout. And it is in LA. So hopefully home court advantage helps a little bit. Brink, really, it's just her minutes, man. How close or over 20 minutes does she play? How bad foul trouble does she get in? Ugh. She's really just offering offensive upside, though. The rebounding all over the place for her. I mean, really staying under her line. And I will say also, side note, I was contemplating the under 4.5 rebounds, too. I still think that maybe is a little bit high for her. Shout out to No Big. They have the 5.5, which is crazy. But she is shooting a lot of threes. She's getting some offensive putbacks, a couple of free throws. I don't mind it. You're really hoping she plays a little bit more minutes here. Fingers crossed that either Hamby or NECA gets into some kind of foul trouble and she can scoop up a few more minutes off of that. Hamby really struggles in this matchup. She did not play well in the first 2 games. Saw a really low rebound rating from her. Also fairly low scoring marks. So there is some argument to be made. Maybe Brink's got to come off the bench and score a little bit more for them. And also, she gets the upside now that Wheeler is not on the bench. So there's not really, that's usage being competed for there. But for her, I think it just circles back to the minutes mostly. If she plays over 20 minutes, no problem. If she plays under, she's either going to get 7 or 12 points. One of those two.
Yeah, sounds like a frustrating play, to be honest. F451 says, what up? Like, comment, sub, share. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Good to see you again. Shady on Music says, who do you think's winning on the money line? I'm not sure which game he's speaking of.
I got, let's see, Atlanta Golden State, obviously. I do kind of like the Aces to pick up a dub here on the road. I'm kind of surprised that the Sparks are that big of underdogs at home. So it's really tempting to maybe take that plus 250. But I do like Vegas here. Jackie looked good this last game. Kennedy Carter, well, assuming Kennedy Carter plays. If Carter is out, I think that changes a lot of the dynamics. But Carter and Lloyd still questionable. So that one we'd have to circle back to. And then the Washington game, probably giving it up to Chicago, but man, Skylar needs some help. Somebody else has got to score. Cloud has to get double-digit points here. Cardoso also has got to score a little bit. That one's a coin flip. Honestly, I think that's a true coin flip.
Speaking of that game, I was thinking, what about Cloud's under 5.5 assists?
Oh, you found her at 5.5 in a couple places?
Yeah. She's at 5.5 on FanDuel, Bovada, and Props Builder. So I assume. Oh yeah, she's right there too.
Wow. I didn't think they would actually bump her up.
Guess how many potentials last game? 5.
Oh, I was going to say 7.
5. I know the game before scares us because she had 17. But, that was Toronto. So, could be a little different. That might be something to look at afterwards. I don't think Cloud's getting 6 assists. Who knows, though? She showed us that one time, but I mean, she hasn't since Skylar's been playing with her, except for that one game. So I think that's a play too. Maybe that's something we throw with the team total or game total. We can talk about that. Let's get through these questions. We got a lot. You guys are awesome. Let's try to roll through these questions. Gustafson, 9.5 points. Logan says, man, she's been balling.
She has. This is another low-key player. She's a lot like Carlton. We haven't seen much out of them here in the W, but overseas play, these two are very much different players. Now, I will say the biggest thing for Meg is finally moving in as a starter. She started this last game. Minutes, almost doubled went all the way up to 28 minutes. It was not a competitive game, so I don't know how to read into that, because she was just in as a starter. Did she play more minutes because it was a blowout, or is this like maybe ramping her up to be more as a conditioned starter where they need her to play 28 to 30 plus minutes? So not really sure what to think about that, but the fact that she did play 28 minutes as a starter, I think, is something really, really good. So this is a perfect spot to take an over. I don't love the matchup. Golden State is still elite inside the paint. They're allowing, I believe, the least amount of points inside the paint still. Yeah. Them and Washington, again, 1 and 2. But with her, she does bring a 3-point upside. So that is something that's kind of different. She's not just relegated to only being able to score inside the paint. Only took 1 3-point attempt last game, which is kind of unusual. We've seen multiple from her in multiple games. So I think that is something that she needs to kind of step up with a little bit more so. Maybe even its matchup calls for that, especially if they're playing from behind. But inside the paint scoring could be a little bit more lackluster. She did go 8 for 8 last game, so try not to read too much into that. She was ultra efficient. But, I still think for her, 8-9 attempts, 8 to 10 attempts, something like that as a starter, totally reasonable. We just need her to have a reasonable conversion rate. But the 9.5 points is really, really low. It's really low. I will say, when we were talking about players that's mid-level possibility for official lists, this was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
This was in the other matchup. I think I'd be gung-ho for it.
Yeah, I agree. She's been super efficient, but yeah, those are one of those ones, man. It's you're mad at yourself when she goes over, but you're extra mad if you play it and she goes under. So something to watch. I don't know. Personally, me, I like those unders, but yeah. Okay, next one is AC Pipe says Angel Reese going under rebounds. Not even a question, just a statement. Angel's going under rebounds, and I like it. What do you think? I'm not saying I think she is. I just say I like how he said it. Angel Reese going under rebounds. Period. What do you think? What do you think, though?
No, I think that's totally reasonable. We have the blowout situation for us, but Atlanta also does a lot of team rebounding. For Reese here, this is going to be a lot more difficult because Grinder, again, having so much physical size, she's not going to be allowing quite the offensive rebound rating that she might be accustomed to. The team also has been really good. No surprise there. Bottom 5 for offensive rebounds allowed. So we're getting downside there. And then also just defensive rebounding is fairly middle of the pack. So looking at overall middle of the pack here. There's also a lot of turnovers too. We know Reese is not going to be one of the first ones in a transition defense. So she's going to be missing out on opportunity there. Lower total, lower pace, all that good stuff into the mix for us. Truthfully, the only scary part might just be, one, the random offensive rebounds that she can just have from, her own misses, her own putbacks or whatever. And then 2, how much does Griner shoot? Because if Griner shoots a lot and she's missing a lot down low, real good chance Reese is probably going to be in the area for that. But if Griner goes out, only puts up, let's say, 5-6 field goal attempts, and they try and catch up from 3, then things going to look a lot different for her. So I don't mind. I think there's a lot of positives moving negatively towards her going over that. Mostly just the rebounds offensively, and then whatever she gets from Griner.
Yes, sir. Logan says Asia Wilson over 15.5 2-point field goal attempted.
Asia's fun, man. I will say, if there was an over I was looking at for today, Asia and Chelsea Gray were probably the 2. Great scoring spot. I wish we had a different team playing against the Sparks here, just because Vegas is so loaded. It's hard to, truthfully, it's hard to trust any of these players to hit their mark because they just spread the ball out and so many different players score. But we look at the 2 games that they had so far this season. Asia doing the most damage. Surprisingly, Nalissa Smith having a hell of a game, put up double-digit scoring and had a lot of rebounds in both the games too. Chelsea Gray had a great both games against them, put up a lot of PA. Jackie did have one of her dud games. I believe it was the second one where she went out with 0 points and had 5 fouls. So don't want to read too much into that because Jackie not being there to offer any kind of help is was a big boost for everyone's production. But we saw Jackie last game. She looked great. We saw Carter last game get hurt, come back in, play for a minute. So we do need to find out if she is going to play or not. If she does not play, I love Asia. I love Chelsea Gray. I think Jackie Young also just fine here. But we need news because also Kennedy Carter went for 22 and for 23 points in the 2 respective games. So that is a huge, huge amount of points to kind of, leave up in the air. We'll keep an eye out for news, though. I do like Asia. I think Asia's lines, scoring-wise, all of them looked very, very appealing today. Her points, her field goal attempts, her 2-pointers, and also the free throws, but I don't know if I want to chase that high line.
Okay. Hattori Hanzo, what's up, bro? He says, Carla TO's turnovers, 3.5 have been a wagon. Wow. Let's look at turnovers. E, what do you think about that? Carla turnovers.
I'm not too mad at it because, she plays a lot like Olivia Miles to kind of put it in perspective. She's a tiny version of Olivia Miles. We've seen the playmaking. Obviously, she burned us over the weekend with taking her under assist. She ended up with a crazy 12 against Indiana, which is unreal. Toughest spot there. But the turnovers, very much so, as the potential assists keep rising. We're seeing this more and more. And for her, it's something, a product also of her just trying to drive to the hole. We're seeing sometimes where she doesn't get the foul call and they have a forced turnover. So the line is getting a little bit higher up there, I will say, but we've seen a lot of it. And Golden State, they are causing a lot of turnovers. They are going to be locking her down. Burton, especially. We know she likes to get some steals. Gabby will get a little bit of a crossover too. Sorry, I have the hiccups. I don't mind it. Being on the road too always helps.
All right. Kevin Stark, what's up? New name, I think. Welcome, sir. He says, I like the under Asia Wilson points at 25.5. We're at 82 watching, 46 likes. Guys, we are almost to 100 watching. So here's the thing. If we can get to 100, that'd be so amazing. If you guys don't mind, hit the hype button. I believe it'll get us 100 in here watching. I don't think we've ever had 100 live watching. But beside the point. Thank you guys so much. And what do you think about Asia under 25.5 points?
Yeah, 25.5 is pretty damn high. I'm kind of surprised they bumped her up last game too. Probably for good reason. Mostly season performance we saw in the last 2 games. Asia really, really put in a lot of work. Let's see, most recent game, she had 20 field goal attempts, ended with 24 points. And then first meeting, she had 19 points, but it was a massive blowout, so she only played 30 minutes. Free throw upside, very much so there. It is a higher line, man. It is a higher line. Again, question marks on Carter. I think mostly Jewel Lloyd is whatever. That doesn't really matter if she plays or not. But Carter, if she sits out, I would not touch that under. But if she plays, I think that is totally fine. It's a higher line for Asia.
Live and Die by the Gun says, what about Kennedy Carter alt points?
Yeah, this is a great spot for her. I'm not mad at it. She has come back down to earth. I know last game she got hurt, so that was a totally different scenario. But the game before, we did see the minutes and production kind of level out. If there's one more game to kind of get her in while she's hot, this would definitely be it. No injuries. That last game really sucked. Her trying to play in the second half and coming back for a minute, man, that hurt my night.
Yeah, that sucks. Supreme Juice says Copper under 2.5 assists has been money. I was thinking, no way they have that on the board again, but I don't see it. So hopefully they do, though. We'll smack that again. Ayo's here. He says, E-Money underrated beast forever. 40 likes. Boom. But actually, Ayo, guess what? That was so long ago. We're at 47. Let's get to 50, he says. 3 more likes. 3 more likes, guys. That would be amazing. Ayo says, I need a live. Huh?
I was going to say real fast to the Copper comment. These are the times where we need her to get there. Like, let her in the games where we don't have the props. Let them get there.
Yes. Please have 4 today on 5 potentials, and we'll see that. And now most people won't see that, and the bookies know that most people won't see that, so they'll trick 90% of the people, and then we'll be right here to understand why the bookies did that, and we will smack them, and we can all win money. That's the fun part. Ayo says he needs an Olivia rookie card.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, man. She's easily... Well, I don't know. I would have said last week she was easily the rookie of the year, but I gotta say, man, Fudd is putting on a hell of a show. She has impressed me a lot the last couple games,
and she hasn't had the minutes quite yet. So we'll see. And Dallas is looking good too now with them all together. So that's pretty cool. With Enrique doing nothing. Shepherd, in fact. Jeez, Shepherd, what is going on? But yeah, that team, man, might be that coach, to be honest.
Also, too, you got to think about Dallas is way more loaded than Minnesota right now. I mean, even their bench unit is loaded. So she's competing for a lot of usage around her, whereas like Miles, I mean, McBride clearly falling off a cliff. There's no fee there. So, I mean, you have like Miles, Courtney Williams, and Natasha Howard are like your best three.
Ick. Logan says Jackie for over 5.5 assists.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jackie is totally fine. So there's a bit of a dance here. You're going to have to kind of pick a side on who do you think is going to have a better game, whether that be Chelsea Gray or Jackie. They both kind of did some interesting things here. Now, the first game, Gray was the one who ended up missing her assist. Jackie ended up popping off in hers. It was also because Gray went for 16 points. And the second game was where Jackie, I believe, missed her assist and Gray got her assist. So there was a little bit of a trade-off between the two games. Honestly, I do like the spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see both Gray and Jackie get 6+ assists this game. But we did see Jackie shoot the ball a lot more this last game, so there is maybe a little bit of a drawback there. But I think, honestly, it's fine. They should be out there for a ton of minutes, a lot of opportunity for both her and Gray, and even Asia for that matter. I know Stinker, she got us for 4 assists last game, but yeah, the conversion possibilities will definitely be there.
They just put a whooping on Golden State, man. They just had all kinds of opportunities. Asia had 15 potentials. Jackie had 13. Chelsea had 15. So crazy. Against Golden State, who would have thunk it? They just busted their ass. 50 likes, baby. Let's go, guys. This is the first time of the season we got to 50. Appreciate you guys super much. We're moving up on those 14-year-olds with their 20,000 subscribers. We're coming for y'all, 14, 15-year-olds. Got you. All right. Appreciate you guys for real. Let's win now. All right. Reese assists. What do you think about Reese assists? I know you talked about it earlier. Do you have a little couple sentence breakdown for that one? In case they missed it?
Yeah. I know you talked about that earlier. Just again, looking for anytime you're taking an over on an assist play. So to compare with Jackie, we talked about she had 13 assists this last game. So I would, that would back up our looks and interest in taking her over 5.5. Well, Reese, kind of opposite of that, her conversion rate has just been extremely high lately. But overall potential's very low. I know you said a couple games where she only had 4 or 5 potentials,
right? Even
though converting maybe 3 or 4 of them, but still just overall volume very, very low. It's been by luck, truthfully, kicking it out to a couple open threes or catching somebody that's just in open space, slashing to the basket. So be careful with those. I would play the 2.5. The 3.5 is kind of pushing it.
Yeah. And it's an over. Ew.
Yeah, that too.
3 times here with the good vibes again. What's up, man? He says, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Good luck. Don't play any tacos. Ew. Mario says, yo, what's up? How you feel about Carlton under fantasy? Okay. Now, I know we have her under 3s. I know we were looking at her under assists, but that was a little scary. What about her fantasy? That's interesting. I always forget to look at fantasy points. Never my thing.
Yeah. And I was going to bring up her PRA under as well, which I do like, or did like both of them, but they did bump the PRA down. Now, the only thing about Bridget is you are sweating this with her fantasy. You are sweating the random blocks and steals that she gets.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only red flag I have on the play. Is just her blocks and steals are very, very random from time to time. Now, granted, last season didn't really do a whole lot of that. Gabby not really turning the ball over too terribly much right now, so I don't think she wields too much upside in that regard. Let me double check, make sure I'm not eating my words here. Yeah, so Gabby again, her assist and playmaking going down, the turnovers also going down with that. So she does lose out on, I think, potential steals there. She could see a block or so against Gabby, but yeah, I mean, truthfully, that's the only thing you're sweating is the blocks and steals, because I think the line is high, but just for that reason.
Okay, fair enough. Thoughts on Azare Stevens' 10.5 PR?
It's low. She's another one of those, I think, mid-tier could be of official play if we had more certainty on the minutes. But she's the same thing. You know, Hawkins being out now again is going to open up some more space for her. But it's mostly just the minutes. I do think her lines are very low. Her rebounding, a little bit sketchy there. Not really doing a whole lot in that department at all. I'm still laughing to myself that she was at 6.5 rebounds that first game. And bro, unbelievable. But yeah, so she is very comparable to Cameron Brink. So they're both doing the same thing where they can be good rebounders. We have seen them be good rebounders, but that's not how they're being played. They're 3-point shooters. They're offering more support on the offensive side from that aspect. So same thing for her. Field goal volume continues to be fairly high. I mean, for somebody who's only playing 15 to 18 minutes, the fact that she had 10, 7, and 8, that's a really damn high rating. I mean, this is like, you know, superstar level kind of stuff here. So this is something that I think could definitely continue to progress a little bit. I'm not expecting her to take, 13, 14 field goal attempts. But if we're talking about 8, 9, even 10 field goal attempts like we saw their first game, I think there's a lot of upside there for the points by itself, but I don't know if I trust necessarily the rebounds. The assists have been there a little bit, so maybe that's enough to kind of talk me on it. But yeah, you're really just looking for the points to be there. Are you there, good fellow?
My bad. I muted because my dang dog was barking. Mario says he needed it for his streak, the Carlton under fantasy. So we'll be watching tonight, man, and hoping for no blocks and steals from Carlton for you, for real. Cardero Reynolds, what's happening, bro? He says Hillman over 9.5 points. Big Hillman. What you think? I know she's been invisible sometimes, but then she does well sometimes. That's the hard one. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, she's played, extremely well the last 2 games. Very surprising to see 14 field goal attempts in back-to-back performances. She tried to get hot from 3 this last game, took 9 3-point attempts, which is kind of crazy. But the 3-point looks might be a little more high variance. I mean, we did see a lot of games where she's only had 3 or even 0 in that one game against Phoenix, which should have been a phenomenal matchup for her. I mean, we just saw Coffee. I know we talked about yesterday, but Coffee hit 2 threes on them as well. But she's a little bit more volatile as far as just how much she is shooting the ball. They do funnel a lot more production inside the paint, so maybe in this matchup she stays, in the vicinity, not really checking it down to Reese nearly as much either. I like the minutes. I think she could be out there in the close game over 30 minutes, but in a blowout, you might be looking at 25, 26 minutes. She's a tough click, man. She's a tough click. If I'm playing the points, I might be looking at even the PR or the possible fantasy. But yeah, she's a tough click, man. So random.
Dirty Reg 22, what's up, bro? He says, without Plum, Brink will need to be a scoring punch to help out. So he's on the Brink over. Okay. We'll see how Brink does if she doesn't get in foul trouble. Just Jokes 6177, what's happening? Says Cloud 5.5 first half points. Ooh. I think he means an over, I would assume. So going over on a Cloud is always tough. Cloud is similar to Hillman. It's just like, is she going to be here and try to shoot, or is she going to just be chilling? Never know with her. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, Cloud's been a little bit more active in the games that she is active in the first half. So I do think it is a fair line. You're looking for probably 3 buckets here, maybe 2 and some free throws, but the 3-point department a little bit more sketchy in that regard. It's going against Washington, which, we know the best way to beat them is in the outside in that mid-range game. So this is another spot for her to get right. And I will say also, even just her full game line, the 9.5, 10.5 points is still pretty low, but you're just not shooting the ball, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, those are just the tough ones, guys. I mean, if it's WNBA, we've been through this for years. We've been doing this for, 5 years now, and plays like that is just, we've done them enough to realize you play players like that don't want to shoot sometimes. It's going to hurt in the end. It's just frustrating. It looks like they can get there, but then you make the play, they don't. You pass on the play, they do. You get mad at yourself and try to do it again. Just don't worry about it. There's other plays to make personally. Just throwing that out there with the 5 years of experience. The unders are easier, just straight up. If not Azare, Natasha Cloud, 10.5 points might be free. You think Cardoso going to have her hands full with Shakira? I like the idea of that. What do you think, though? It's still the same idea kind of with Azare and Cloud, though. It's just scary.
Yeah, I mean, if I was looking at the two of those, I'd probably lean Cloud a little bit more so, just because, I mean, Cloud will go out and play 30-plus minutes. I mean, there's no question about that. But higher upside with Stevens, I think more certainty with Cloud here. I mean, and very good points. They are going to have to get some kind of help on the outside, because they can't just lean on Cardoso here. I mean, they're going to have all kinds of pressure on her inside the paint. So I think this is another game for Skylar. Also, very high potential scoring markers for her. You can get her 15.5 points on a couple of sites too, even the 15-plus alts on a few different fantasy sites. Makes a lot of sense here. But yeah, I mean, Cloud has got to help with the three-point shooting. It can't just be Banham and Skylar, who is not a great three-point shooter to begin with. But this would be a game for Cloud to get right. I just can't do it, man. She, over the years, has just burned me so many times. I cannot play an overscoring mark for her. If anything, maybe over fantasy, because she does get a lot of blocks and steals. Comes with a little bit of turnover downside, but you get the 1.5 from the assist. And she's been a capable rebounder. I will say also her RA wasn't bad. But, yeah, scoring is a bit of a question mark.
All right, I might get a call here, Ian. I'm going to have to go, but I might not get the call. I'm just letting you know. If that does happen, we're going to have to cut it short here. We are already at 3:15, 6:15 your time, 56 watching, 56 likes. You guys are amazing. I don't want to cut out. I just got an important call that might come in, so I just wanted to warn you. Besides that, I digress. Stand on business. I really like this comment here. I wanted to read this for sure. Paige and Fudd, first people to sleep together and win MVP and Rookie of the Year in the same year. I clap it up for that.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be a hell of a story.
Yeah, I like that. Logan says Camila Cardoso. I think you talked about her. I'm not sure what he wants or likes about that, but I mean, she's had a good luck on the boards and less luck shooting. I know you were on her alt rebounds a little bit yesterday. You're off that because we didn't talk about that today. And you're looking at Lacan's under fantasy as well for Mario.
Yeah. I don't mind the under fantasy. I mean, she did get a couple extra blocks or a couple extra steals this last game, but I mean, for all the reasons we talked about earlier, I think again, just sweating the random blocks or steals that she could get and sweating whatever kind of scoring potential she has, because I mean, we saw this last game, she's going to be out there with the scrubs, so as long as she's not doing too much early, we should be all right.
Hold on, interesting info. Vic says, appreciate it. He says, it's Lacan's birthday today. That's interesting. That is interesting. Less assists for her. She'll be shooting. Nah. Yeah, that's what he said.
I can't believe I didn't catch that.
You always look at that, huh? Yeah, you always say like, hey, it's what's her name's birthday. That's interesting. I would be scared of the going under her fantasy just for that purpose. But who knows?
It's just the scoring, man. That's the only thing that I would sweat from her at all is just the scoring, especially with it being her birthday. I mean, we know how in the WNBA, that's some crazy shit we've seen where it's been a birthday game and all they want to do is go out and shoot the ball.
Fear Nothing says, what's up, Fear Nothing? He says, are any of these games not a snooze fest blowout? And Fear Nothing, I will personally say, I hope they're all blowouts because I have all unders and they will all hit just like yesterday. So let's pray for that. Fear Nothing. Actually, Chris Hart says, what first half unders y'all liking? First half unders. I know we had Enrique points yesterday. That was fun. we didn't really check to see if there's much value. At least I didn't. But again, most of the unders that we were liking is RA, assists. It's not really points or PRA as much today.
No, not necessarily as much. I did like the Skylar. I mean, they just continue to put her at 7.5. She does most of her work in the first half. Even the PRA, I don't mind, but she was 12.5 last game, so I imagine this was a midday bump. Kiki is due for a first half game. I don't know if this is going to be it because scoring might be a little bit more in question, but it is low. I did like the Cordosa rebounds. I know you brought that up a second ago. It is an extremely low line, but I don't love the matchup. I mean, Washington, bottom 3 in rebounds allowed, so I don't know if that's worth chasing.
You know what, too? Underdog just moved Gabby. No more 8.5 RAs, just so if anyone hasn't got that, they're not going to get it. So hopefully you guys got the 8.5 under Gabby. But I know we were waiting on the Burton news, too, so it's kind of tough. Anyways, no more 8.5. FYI.
Yeah, that's tough. Gray first half, still solid. Jackie might get there too, but I don't know if I necessarily want to bank on that. They have Gray 5.5. Ooh, that's low. I didn't get a chance to look at a lot of the first half board today. Some of these players are quite high. Burton at 7 points, that's really high. If for whatever reason Burton sits today, I will shout out Xana Lassini, recent starter, coming back into working minutes. Her full game point line is at 7.5, I believe, and that would definitely be a look for us if she sits.
Chris Hart says Canada, Amore, and Michaela under first half is what he's looking at. Just a little info there, seeing what their numbers are. But
yeah, Canada's not bad. That one I didn't mind.
What's she at? 5.5?
Yeah, 9.5 PRA and 5.5. She's probably 5 on here. Yeah, 5.
Mm-hmm. Just think when it's 5 points, 5.5 points. If it's somebody like Canada who gets minutes, to me personally, it's just scary. It's a hit or miss, especially in this matchup.
Asia's kind of right there on the line. NECA, her PRA should still be pretty low. Yeah, 12.5, that's low. Probably mostly looking at this. The biggest standouts, I think, Skylar really has to do a lot here. That 7.5 makes a lot of sense. We talked about Meg. This first half, 4.5 points is really, really low. Low-key, I like that one a lot. I wish it was a different matchup, but that's a really low line for her. And Grinder, I mean, I'm really surprised they put her at 5.5. Even with this last game, she was able to put up 9 points. She's been at 6.5, 7.5 points all season, so that is a little crazy to see.
Yeah, it's just about if she's going to have those minutes.
Yeah, I'm probably looking at these. Maybe Burton, I'm going to go out on a limb and say she is 7.5 on here. Where's she at? Where are you at?
That's what I'm looking at too. Some Underdog.
Wow, she's 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, the 7 is a little bit high. She's never at 7.5. But yeah, I like those. I think they make a lot of sense. NECA should see a ton of rebound potential here. She scored a lot. Hamby saw a lot of reduction. Hamby also 14 PRA is a bit high. A little bit high.
I'll say Burton's assists are at 3.5 first half, so she needs 4. I mean, that's a little risky, but she hasn't got 4 assists in the first half in many games, so that's an interesting one.
It's been a minute. It has been a minute.
Alan Dumas Real Estate says, thanks, bro. You got a new fan of the channel and me. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that comment, man. Glad to have you. That's what's up. Jordy says, fire money line, trust the chat. Okay, fire money line. Let's see. Logan says, underrated, you crazy dog. I don't even know what I said. He probably said something silly like I always do. So thanks for noticing, I guess. Yee, let's go. Jordy says, last week I hit a 6-man all WNBA pro under 10 to win 588. That's what's up, man. Congratulations.
Let's go. That must have been a Friday look because I know we went crazy on Friday.
That's awesome. Right on, man. Let's see. Nicholas says, how do you guys find EV with player props? I feel like they are always overpriced. How do you find EV with player props? We don't really... I guess, I don't know. What would you say? I mean, you use Outlier. I use Props Madness, and we just kind of compare notes and just find the value. We're crazy. We spend hours and hours doing this, so I don't know. It just kind of falls in our lap, right? There's no real... The whole positive EV thing is kind of not the way anymore. Like, it was big last year, it seemed like, but bookies are smart, adapted to that.
Yeah, I mean, I know Outlier has an EV thing that they do specifically, but I believe that's extra per month. But for the most part, I mean, we're just looking at individual players and then checking their props across the different sites, and usually we'll catch the value there.
Yeah, just basically have every site you can, I guess. Wherever you live, make sure you can get every site possible, and get one of these sites that'll compare them for you. You can pick which sites to look at, and it'll show you without having to look on every single site. So saves time. And just keep on working at it, and you just keep getting better and keep getting faster and keep stacking money. And what I always say is, once you get to the point where you can win, you get to put any number in that box to hit bet. So just got to get to that point, and you'll be feeling confident. Tyson Walker says, do you guys like Kiki rebounds and Shakira PR? And that'll be our last question of the day. We hit 60 likes live today, guys. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate it because we were struggling to get people on. We were doing college basketball. YouTube blacklisted our channel for whatever reason, but thank you guys for helping us get through the algorithm. We are here now. Appreciate it. What do you think about the last one there?
Yeah, well, Kiki we definitely like. I mean, we have her alt line on the normal list. I do like the 8.5 line a little bit more, but honestly, low-key, I think she's getting like 12 plus rebounds today. Best spot possible. Chicago giving up the most rebounds in the league. Austin PR is interesting. I do like the rebound upside. She did struggle a lot against them last season. A little bit of foul trouble against Cardoso, which kind of makes sense, but she's been good about the fouls lately, so I do like that moving in a positive direction. Scoring inside the paint, a little bit more difficult, though. Chicago is bottom 6 in points allowed, so nothing too crazy there. But does get a little bit of free throw upside, a little bit, and on the pick and rolls going up against Azure, she will have some muscle, but a little bit tougher spot, I think, scoring wise for Shakira here.
She's been on fire.
But you do get no Citron, so I mean there will be a little bit of extra shot attempts going up.
That a more assist under still could be something, even with Citron out, but we'll see. Logan says LFG, and he says 60 something likes. Heck yeah, man. Thank you for helping us out, hyping us up. Appreciate it. And let's get out of here, E. I got to go pick up the kid. She's going to be mad. Where you at? Where you at already?
Yeah.
Where you at already?
1 hour till tip off. Yep, we got to get ready. 1 more hour till tip off and then late night games. So make sure you guys be a part of the Discord. Come check it out. Still running 7-day free trials. Come in and win with us. We got a little bit of MPV action tonight as well.
Ooh,
but with that being said, we'll catch y'all back here tomorrow for the stream. Good luck, fam. We'll catch y'all later. All right? Peace.
Fuck you, prospects! Fuck you, prospects!
But I've had enough.
Fuck you, prospects!